Hello. Hopefully YouTube will not fuck up again. Hello everyone. Howdy howdy. But yeah. Hopefully YouTube will be fine. It's telling me that it has a poor connection, so I guess we'll see. But yeah. Hello. Sorry for the delay. Thank you for the hydrate. I don't have coffee with me right now, but hey yo. But yeah, sorry for the delay. At first I was like 5 minutes late, but then like YouTube refused to connect. Like, okay. But now here we are. Hopefully the stream will be working good enough. I'm gonna move this to here. Open the game. It's time for sextants indeed. I'm gonna open the game. We're gonna jump right in because I'm like half an hour later than I would like to be. Sorry again for not streaming during the week. It's been a week. Not really, but it's like for some reason I get home and like have a headache. I have a headache now, but like I took some ibuprofen, so I'm like whatever. But during the week it has just really killed me, and I wasn't really in a talking mood, so I was just like I'll just die. Most of the days I just kind of stayed on my phone and then went to sleep. Hopefully it'll end soon. My headache, I mean. All right. Game is open. Grab some thingies. I fit delicious. Honestly, at this point, I'll give it a try. Next step, lobotomy? Hell yeah. Oh no, I'm going to Frontline. I took some ibuprofen. Hopefully it'll help. I need to buy more Tylenol. We're out of Tylenol. I mean, we have some Tylenol, but it's the one that's like for muscle pain, and that one kind of knocks you out. Need that industrial strength stuff. Okay, I think that's good enough. I grabbed enough things. We'll ignore going to Frontline. Alright. Let's go. Oh yeah. First off though. Actually I don't know. Do I have pools? I don't remember. I should buy the extra large pill bottle. I've seen that. Hey, Sunny. I've seen that bottle. Maybe I should get it. But yeah, I did not pull for sextants last time because it was late. So let's see now. I don't have too many pulls, but oh, I think I did. Wow, really? And missing 50? Okay, I have 10 for this. Just a lot of nothing. Do quick dailies? I could. Oh yeah, use one more level. Who was I still leveling up? No, there was someone else. Your gun. Yippee! Okay, let's do more. Oh yeah. There we go. A whole lot of nothing. 0 and 0. Have you ever seen these guys? I have some Doritos, but I prefer to save those for the people coming later in the future. This is so sad. Alright, let's continue, because we have just started. Actually, before we start, let me check something. Oh yeah, I haven't gifted my memberships for the video. Yippee! Yeah, not even the weapon. I think... No, did I get the purple weapon last time? No, I don't think I did, actually. Welcome! Welcome, new members. I haven't done a membership stream in a while, but hopefully I'll have time to do one. At some point, soon. But you can see some of my cat videos. It's what I have to offer. Oh my god. Bellhound, thank you so much for the 5 memberships. Welcome, new member. To the waiting room membership streams, hell yeah. I should make a member... I should make a member stream, but like it's just a waiting room. You so people can go and chat and pretend they're watching something. Maybe using my luck, but getting purple signature weapons with the minor characters is more rare than the SSR weapon itself. Now that you mention it, I don't know how often I've gotten the purple weapon. I think I've only gotten them when I need to do like almost all the pulls to get the guaranteed gold SSR rarity. But anyway, let's go. Let's go because tomorrow there will be no stream because it's my sister's birthday. Oh, I hadn't realized when you select it, there's little ghost hands. That's so cool. All right. Last time, this note was pretty long and mysterious shit was going on. So let's see how it continues. Raid. One can encounter enemies at any time on the way ahead. Let's make thorough preparations. Put a cake on the throne. Alright. Oh wait, my voices. Where are my voices? 2 hours later. Phew, what a tedious and unnecessarily convoluted encryption method. If every cipher in the world were this devoid of aesthetics, I think technology would really be doomed. So, what are the results? Dandelion pulls up the map data on the cloud without a word, focusing on a single, steadily flashing red dot. That's right. It was there. The signal of the abnormal pulse we picked up earlier came from that very same direction. The coordinates at 404 detected, the signal intercepted from Saxton's narrow cloud, and the pulse Melanie sensed. Everything seems to point to a single location. Could it be that the teacher Melanie spoke of and the mother Saxton mentioned are also there? Maybe they're even the same person. The emergence of this lead. Okay. The emergence of this lead to me is what a faint, distant glimmer is to a lost traveling ship, luring me toward a certain direction at a most perfect time. Should Melanie and my suppositions prove true, then our adversaries have likely pinpointed the Elven's location by now. On the other hand, we've sifted through and obtained a number of clues about them. The timing is too convenient. Far too convenient to be mere coincidence. But calling it a trap doesn't seem quite right. Shall we take the initiative Commander, what do you intend to do next? Let me think it over for a moment. I sit down slowly, trying to organize my thoughts. Whether or not this information we've attained is reliable matters not. This is our only way forward. Thus, the question remains, does the Elmo's current condition and combat strength allow me to launch an immediate investigation? Besides that, before I can do anything, I need to ask whether Melanie can recall anything else relevant. Oh no! That familiar sound. Alarm suddenly blares through the Elmo. Grosa's voice comes through the comms right after. Commander, a fully equipped, well-armed mercenary force is heading our way. Their target appears to be the Elmo. Rico shows roughly 4 to 6 standard squads approaching by light assault vehicles. In addition to standard equipment, they're also carrying anti-tank missiles and machine guns. Commander, please issue your orders. Grosa sounds anxious. I look at the radar. A large cluster of red heat signatures is closing in on the Elmo at high speed. What? Even if our position really did get compromised, they're getting here way too fast. Grosa, can you confirm the enemy's identity? They don't look much different from units we've crossed paths with before. Most likely a group of bounty hunters. Bounty hunters? Out here in a place like this? Since when did these guys start getting their info so quick? Your old intel channels were far faster than theirs, Commander. Well, we have to add more rounds of patrol recon to the airborne beacon after this. Grosa, you're closest. Take your team and intercept the first wave. Moonshroud's secure squads will move to back you up immediately. Will do. 404, work on looking the Elmo's radar signature. I'm guessing they only have a rough idea of our location and haven't pinpointed the exact coordinates yet. Understood. Will that help? Because I mean, if they get close enough... The Elmo is a big vehicle. Mailing, start the Elmo's engines. We have to get ready to move. Got it! Alright. Pew 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 pew. Yokai.
Engine 起動
Oh yeah. Commander, do you copy? I copy. Go ahead. Just run them over with the Elmo reel. We defeated the first wave of enemies. The forces that remain are currently retreating. However, the retreat seems to be a planned one, orderly and purposeful, which is why we think they might have reinforcements waiting to join up with them just a short distance away. I see. Ellen, use the coordinates of the firefight as the radios to try and intercept the enemy's comm signals. Find out what they're up to. Adversaries this well equipped wouldn't cut any corners with regards to their cybersecurity. They'll be communicating on encrypted frequencies. I just detected a military relay beacon in their possession. They're made for encrypted communication, but I can still try to monitor the amount of information sent through them. If the reinforcements do exist, those squads must be connecting to the command unit's base station one after another right now. Alright, please do so. Elena springs into action immediately upon receiving my approval. Her monitoring soon produces results. There's some stuff missing, skip over here obviously, or I'm skipping out Tomato Emperor mode. I mean, yeah, it is possible. I don't know, but it is possible. Because clearly we're not tomatoing here anymore. As expected, all the comms frequencies being used in the area have at least 2 layers of encryption. It'll take some time to decrypt them. That aside, the relay beacon I detected just now is carrying several times more traffic than it was during the prior battle. It also has over 20 new network nodes added. A preliminary estimate puts their opponent's reinforcements at around 10 units. Whoa, that's a lot of folks. Did they up my bounty or something? A wave of silence washes over the area. The dolls around me all turn to stare at me. Just joking. Grossa, the enemy's reinforcements are too many. Pull back right now. I'll let Monsoon and Sukero assist you in that. Don't get drawn into a prolonged fight, no matter what. Understood. Springfield, Jiahui. Commander, we won't make it in time. The enemy has already grouped into a new formation. They're quickly closing in on Team Grossa. We had eyes on it as well. Please give us your orders, Commander. We can hold them off for a while, Commander. There's enough time for the Elmo to retreat to a safe distance from here. I won't allow it. If we do so, they'll be cut off from supplies and any reinforcements. These enemies don't look easy to deal with. We need a more comprehensive plan. But if you don't relocate now, you and everyone in the Elmo will be at risk of attack. The Elmo's combat echelons have grown to be reliable enough. Although I have to carefully weigh the situation Grossa has reported, leaving them behind is by no means something I can accept. So then, I decide. Let us partake in a rudimentary demonstration of firepower. I understand the situation better now. I'll update the tactical plan. Moonshroud Squad, approach Team Grossa head-on from northwest, executing a feint to draw the enemy's attention. Moonshroud Squad acknowledges. Sukero Squad, approach the enemy's flank from the southwest. Identify the weak points formed when the two enemy groups converged, and strike those points with maximum firepower. Ellen will assist you in rapid location targeting. Alright, we copy. As for the Elmo, we'll stay on the outer rim of the battlefield for now and observe. We won't engage in combat unless it's necessary. We don't have much time left to react. Let's begin. The 3 squads outside respond to the enemy's offensive at top speed. Reports coming over the comms one after another. Although the enemy's firepower is immense, they'll respond to it well under my command, quickly pulling away from the pursuers. Commander, the strike work on our end. There's a minor disorder among the enemy's rear support. Now is the perfect moment to retreat. Moonshroud Squad, what's your status? Team Grossa has essentially broken free and is preparing to retreat. However, to avoid exposing the Elmo's position, we'll be retreating via a roundabout route. It will take longer than predicted, but at least the Elmo's safety will be assured. Excellent. Good work, everyone. I'll dispatch teams to meet you all immediately. I look around at the dolls standing by aboard the Elmo. Oh, Cheyenne is here. Cheyenne. I'm here, Commander. I'm hereby appointing you as temporary captain of the Elmo Rapid Response Squad. Me? That's right. I'm going to consolidate the remaining combat strength on the Elmo into a tactical extraction team. The job will be to escort Grossa, Monsoon, and Sukero squads back to the Elmo safely. I'd like you to lead and command them, for the time being. But I only just joined the Elmo. I'm not really... I humbly disagree. From what I observed of you recently, you have plenty of combat experience and solid team coordination. It places you as the most fitting choice for commanding a temporary task force such as this. Avoid direct conflict. Your top priority is everyone's safety.
I understand. Thank you for trusting me, Commander.
I'll be focusing on controlling the Elmo, so for now, I'm placing you as second in command for this whole operation. Should something unforeseen happen during the return trip, you may command the others at your discretion. In short, I'll leave on-the-ground situational judgment up to you.
Yes, ma'am. I will absolutely live up to your trust.
With tactics settled, Cheyenne departs with Basti, Kihua, Sabrina, and Lewis. After that, Mei Ling keeps the Elmo at a safe distance from the combat area, just out of range of the enemy's radar. Mei Ling, once you see everyone break free from the enemy, you can move the Elmo in a little closer.
But if we do that, we'll expose the Elmo's position.
It's fine.
But...
We're not far from the red zone. Once we pick up Grossa and the others, we can just move the Elmo near the red zone and lay low for a while. If the people chasing us truly are bounty hunters, the bounty that earned from my head wouldn't be enough to split amongst them, considering the sheer size of their all-human force. If they follow us into the red zone, what they'd get individually wouldn't be able to cover the cost of treating radiation sickness. It's risk reward. Frankly speaking, it wouldn't be worth it for them. Then again, if they are simply bounty hunters, that's another situation entirely. Outside the Elmo, the sounds of combat screech ever louder and louder. I monitor the status of every doll, nerves taut, ready to react the moment we run into any sudden situation.
Commander, we have a bit of a situation here. Something's not right with Nemesis. We're working with the other 3 members of Team Grossa to bring her back.
Oh no! What? Nemesis? Did she get hurt?
No. Team Grossa was just about to pull out of combat when Nemesis' frame started going out of control. She can't take part in combat at all. I'm taking over her duties now to provide covering fire for Team Grossa. Commander, I may not be able to hold out for very long, but I'll do everything I can to complete the task you've given me.
You've done well. Cheyenne, I'm leaving command of the Frontline to you for now. Having given Cheyenne her instructions, I turned to Mei Ling. Mei Ling, how far are we from Team Grossa?
Position on the radar shows that we are about 500 meters away.
That's nothing, honestly. I mean, considering the size of this... considering the size of the Elmo, I think we should be able to see them from the window. We are close enough. If we drop our cloak from this distance, the enemy should spot us in no time.
Wait, Commander. Do you mean...
Tian and the others have already finished constructing the landing zone, securing the door's retreat route. Now all we need to do is divert the enemy's attention to give them a chance to break away. I'm planning to have the Elmo take on that role.
But that puts the Elmo at risk of getting attacked again. After all the trouble we went through to...
Rest assured, all repairs will be funded and approved, no holds barred.
Alright, if you say so.
Many taps the controls a few times, dropping the Elmo's electronic radar camouflage. The instant the Elmo drops its cloak, the heavy weapons that the enemy has been holding back on waste no time joining the party.
Ah! The enemy's firepower is way stronger than I imagined. Commander, can the Elmo really hold out?
Whatever the case, start by activating the force field and defense systems. Shells explode one after another around the Elmo. Thanks to the recently installed anti-air defense system, the Elmo only suffers shrapnel grazes amid the bombardment. Even so, I can't be sure if we'll be able to drive the Elmo into the red zone smoothly after picking up the squads outside. Whatever happens, getting the dolls I sent out back onto the Elmo is my top priority at this moment.
Commander, grab the handrail.
Whoosh! The sound of the incoming shell draws closer. After a violent shudder, the shell tears a wound through the Elmo's force field. What follows is yet another round of ear-shattering screeches, signifying steel cutting through the air.
The Elmo's appearance was way too effective.
Now everyone should have a chance to retreat. As if to confirm what I've been saying, the Elmos come to light up one after another with replies from the squads.
Commander, the Elmo has run away.
Thank you for describing, Sunny.
Commander, the Elmo has run away nearly all the enemy's reinforcements. We managed to cut out their engagement with Team Grossa. Still, are you all able to hold out over there?
Don't worry, they can't do much damage to the Elmo right now. Moonshroud's squad has also adjusted our tactics. We're carrying out pinpoint strikes against the enemy's harassment units. Alright, you're all doing great. Cheyenne, what's your status? Any chance to pull back?
We just successfully linked up with Team Grossa. Right now, we are moving toward the landing zone at top speed. ETA 5 minutes to boarding. Commander, thank you.
I'm just glad you're all coming back safe. Yahweh, Springfield, have Monster Squad and Secure Squad prepared to retreat. Some minutes later, I see all 4 squads on the radar successfully board the Bronze, approaching the Elmo's position from the air. Mailing, locate the closest red zone coordinates. You have to retreat as well.
Great! I've your coordinates to your terminals.
Once the coordinates pop up, the systems automatically calculate the optimal pickup and retreat route. The closest red zone is roughly 50 kilometers away. With the Elmo's speed in mind, we should be able to shake our pursuers within an hour if things go smoothly.
Commander, everyone outside has managed to disengage.
Well done. Mailing, begin the retreat along the road I just laid out.
Got it! Everyone stay sharp! I'm turning off the Elmo's defense mode.
Once you confirm that everyone has been brought aboard, Mailing drops the force wheel and the vector engine restrictions. The Elmo begins running at full speed. Without the protection of defense mode, the attacks on the Elmo immediately take a turn for the worse. Trailing the wastes at full speed, the Elmo waves through shells falling like rain. Thanks to Mailing's exceptional driving, we managed to avoid being overwhelmed by the barrage. But the Elmo can't return fire while moving at full speed. I quickly feel the enemy's attacks becoming more intense.
Commander, the enemy's weapons seem much more powerful than what we faced before. We can't dodge them at all.
Brace for impact. Let's go! Breaking the Elmo once again. Mailing barely manages to swerve away from one shell, but another slams square into the side armor. Mailing and I are thrown sideways with the shock. What fierce firepower! Mailing.
I'm okay, but if this keeps up, our escape route will be cut off.
As if to confirm Mailing's statement, I hear several more shells strike past the Elmo's roof. Was it a dot? The expected shudder never comes. We need to check if we got hit. We should have been hit. Just as I worry that the enemy might be using something worse than ordinary shells, a familiar, reassuring voice comes through the earpiece. Yeah!
Did we make any time, Commander?
I look up after hearing the sound of rotors over the comms. I notice what appears to be a small figure on a circling helicopter, waving in the Elmo's direction. Alba and Mastina have been away from the Elmo for long stretches ever since the Live incident. They do it to honor their agreement with SATEC, operating across the Uran Sea to carry out various missions. To be honest, I wasn't expecting them to be back this soon. Judging by the timing, they might have been handling a mission nearby.
You came at just the right moment. Glad to hear it. Don't worry, Commander. We must see us on the ground, laying down fire on the enemy. Once they've been pushed back, we'll help everyone retreat to the Elmo. I'm sending the rendezvous coordinates to the Elmo's receiver now. We already scouted the area in advance. It's the safest place in the vicinity.
Scouted?
Hard to explain over comms. Let's talk in detail when we meet. We also brought a SATEC specialist with us this time. She'll help us get the Elmo out of danger.
Understood. Thank you for the assist. Mailing, once we pull out of the engagement zone, deploy the helipad so Alba and the others can land.
Got it!
I love how she said like we must see us on the ground. She could have just said that and it would be like, oh okay, understood. This encounter has changed drastically for the bounty hunters. Ooh, more story. During Wings of Grey, Diane was spelling Johei's name as Joki. Oh, could be. The thing is that I think some of the names, they pronounce them different in Japanese than in Chinese. Man, I love the background of this. New friend. The joining of a reliable friend puts everyone at ease. New friend? There she is!
Commander, long time no see. DeFi has returned. We must see a score intercepting those bounty hunters on the perimeter. Once that's wrapped up, she'll come back with the others.
There is an actual castle almost 32 kilometers west of Prague. Wait, just her? Alone? Even with the Elmo support, a single doll. It's fine, Commander. It's with Mastina.
She's just keeping them at bay. Serum Breaker should be able to handle most situations encountered. While we were back at SATEC, we requested the use of some special automated equipment, which can help make up for a shortage in personnel. Combining our strength with M200 and the others. Oh, right. I should call her Tijan now. Her squad is also helping with Mastina, so it's only a matter of time before we shake off those bounty hunters. It's a workable combat plan. Thank you for the help. Oh, and this is...
Gasp! Finally she shows up in the story, oh my god. You've been here since the game dropped! Alba steps to the side, revealing an unfamiliar doll behind her. This must be the SATEC specialist she mentioned earlier, who will be working with us. There's no one on the screen. Tellus Lord Catwoman.
So this is the commander, huh? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
The unfamiliar doll gives me a mysterious wink. For some reason, I feel as though I've seen her somewhere before. Do you know me from somewhere?
Well, sort of. Alba and my Messina have shown me your file, if that counts as knowing you. Since I'm the one who knows the commander's name, that seems a little unfair, doesn't it? It might be better if I formally introduce myself, perhaps.
The unfamiliar doll extends her hand toward me with an undecipherable smile on her face.
I am a doll from a Special Operations Task Force, under State Tech of the Neo-Soviet Union District.
How do you pronounce that? Peritia? I think it's Peritia. She has been a lurker for forever. State Tech. Peritia. Wait. Isn't that name... I realize that Peritia might be that State Tech doll with some connection to Grossa. But now isn't the time for that topic. Besides, I still don't know her exact identity. Let's hear what Alba and the others have to say first.
My mission this time... let me see. Is to temporarily serve as Alba and Roy Messina's partner, I think. That's right. Peritia has served State Tech for a long time. Having participated in numerous extreme risk covert operations, she has proven to be an experienced and highly reliable companion.
That is State Tech! You know the one M16 works for. I studied Peritia carefully. If she's a State Tech doll who carries out covert missions, I should be sure that I've never seen her before. So where does this sense of familiarity come from?
Oh my, looks like the Elmo has gained yet another reliable companion.
Peritia's gaze shifts to the holographic projection behind me. Dandelion sizes Peritia up, her expression carrying a meaningful undertone.
It is truly an honor to meet you at such a critical moment.
Suspicious. Why is she saying that? Why is she greeting her like that? And why did the music change as she did it? What is going on? What do you mean it is truly an honor to meet you at such a critical moment? What kind of greeting is that?
This must be Miss Dandelion. I hit the mark, right? You've even heard of me by name?
State Tech dolls really are remarkably resourceful. Why is the static in between quotes? What are you two hiding from me?
The ability to gather intel is a necessary skill for a State Tech doll, after all.
I can just shake it out of velocity. Do something, Irma.
You're a senior consultant hired by the URC government. And the creator of the URC system's super AIs, Halley and Ify. Surely you must be aware of this, right? So even my information can be found through State Tech's Intel network, huh? Looks like I really do need to mind my words in the future. Relax. Information about you has not been disseminated en masse. I just happened to obtain some accounts of your exploits. through certain special channels of information.
Why are they're make posting to each other? How good it's nice to meet just such a critical juncture. I need everyone to greet me like that when they arrive to stream from now on. Or whenever someone new shows up.
That's surprising, but that's how it is. Special channels, huh? Now I really am curious. Just how special are these channels? Are you engaging in humor with me? Sorry, I'm not very good at that sort of thing. But since you are who you are, you must have foreseen long ago that we will meet here, right?
Oh. What is this meeting? I'm dying. I can't.
I did smell familiar presence drawing near. I just didn't expect that we will meet in this manner. Mere fragments alone, yet they exude such a powerful pull. So this is how fate gets woven together.
I am completely lost. You me too, Commander. I am completely lost, listening to Peridian and the Lion go back and forth. And yeah, I'm like, fragments? What do you mean fragments?
What sort of cryptic camaraderie are you two partaking in?
Unexpectedly, the two of them turned to look at me simultaneously, as if on cue.
Nothing.
Now there are two of them. Yeah, that chain of emojis is just Dandelion and Peridia to each other. Just a smirk. They also have like the same enigmatic smile.
Well then, Alva. Did the state assign you a new mission? Correct. I haven't had the chance to disclose our objective to you yet. It's okay if you can't tell me. I trust you. To us, you are already an inseparable part of the team, Commander. Of course you should know. We've been searching for clues related to the leap incident, based on follow-up observations. Although Gerard and Tilovik's plan to activate the relics was stopped, our logistics personnel detected an abnormal electromagnetic pulse during the incident, indicating that something really did happen.
My memory of Lee remains different from everyone else's. Alva doesn't notice my silence. She continues.
So, over our past few months away from the Elmo, we've been searching the Yellow Zone based on those data signatures. We captured similar signals several times, using them to locate Paradeus bases. Are Paradeus bases continuously emitting signal pulses resembling relic activation experiments? They are. We destroyed several small Paradeus bases deep in the Yellow Zone based on these clues. Every last one of them was conducting Bujin production, without exception. Combined with those records left by your fallen state comrades, we can confirm that Paradeus is mass-producing Bujums in a deliberate manner, and they are gathering them to achieve some specific purpose. So they aren't making Bujums just to expand their forces. Have you found anything else? Unfortunately, all we have is some recorded footage. None of the investigators survived. These incidents have caused quite a stir within the UNRC. Large-scale operations may begin soon. Miss Neely and Mr. Kevin encourage us to pursue our investigation through other channels for now. Neely mentioned! I remember now. You mentioned earlier that they helped retrofit Mastina's armor.
I find myself caught in a brief moment of nostalgia upon hearing the names of those two individuals. It's been 10 years. I wonder how they look now. Yeah, me too, Mika!
Hey, Mika, I do wonder how they look. Oh boy, do I wonder. Hey, Jared. Indeed, we began to contact them more frequently after the leave incident. They both believe that these fluctuations are an unusual prelude to something, but as the URC stands now, these matters cannot be made public under the name of Paradeus' crimes, nor can an investigation be opened on those grounds. So you guys traced those clues all the way here? We did. About 12 hours ago, we detected an abnormal electromagnetic pulse from a nearby red zone.
Ayo?
After analysis, we found that it shared a similar signature as the previous pulses. That pulse is the strongest that's been recorded since the leap incident.
I know how Neil looks. She looks like Neil. Thank you.
Because of that, we applied to State Tech for Emergency Response Authority. Since this mission required entering the red zone and demanded careful action, the higher-ups dispatched Peritia to assist us, in hopes that we could start investigating the source of the pulse ASAP. We were on our way to the source when we spotted the battle you guys were engaged in. Now that you mention it, we did just detect something similar. You pick up on it too, Commander?
I give Alva a brief account of what happened earlier.
Abnormal coordinates retrieved from a Therian Doll's narrow cloud. So, Commander, you're investigating the Therian Doll you have in your vehicle.
I just want to find leads on Paradeus. The two of you experienced the incident at Lib with me. You understand the connection between Therian Dolls and Paradeus.
I do, but...
Alva pauses to think for a moment. When she speaks again, there's hesitation in her voice.
Commander, you shall know. Although Mastina and I have left Stasek, we still collaborate with them due to a great number of unfulfilled contractual terms. So, we have access to certain pieces of internal information. Although its incompleteness might trouble you, I still feel that I should disclose some intel to you. Opinions on you are not unanimous within the State-Sec, Commander.
Is that so? What are they saying?
Only in turbulent times will women like her will be deemed a hero. In times of peace, such women will be placed under the category of destabilizing factors.
Yeah, that sounds about right for a State-Sec.
That was how that gentleman answered me when I asked. Even though Mastina, Rorley, and I have all successfully provided proof of your innocence, it remains a fact that your influence on the world is growing. In a short span of time since the Leap incident, not only did you help overthrow FABN's factories in the Yellow Zone, you also signed a collaboration with the up-and-coming Connection Corporation. These developments cannot be concealed, and more people will turn their attention to you, inevitably. If it were just that, State will be glad to see your influence in the Yellow Zone grow stronger. But when your influence becomes entangled with matters concerning the relics, the dissenting voices grow louder. Other than Helena, the fact that there's a Therian doll on the Elmo makes it difficult for you and your supporters to keep proving that you are innocent. Static may turn a blind eye to certain things internally, but this particular issue is a rather critical one. If our adversaries find a need, They could use this as a pretext to apply far greater pressure. So, you're suggesting I let the conglomerate take them back, allowing them to keep helping Paradeus? Commander, you should know that we will never suggest as such.
Yeah, I know what I was suggesting.
Tiffy, Kalina, and former Gryffindors who fought alongside you. It's a no-brainer that we trust you. However, within the URC, such individuals are lacking in number. Which is why that gentleman wishes to better understand your current intentions. As a fugitive wanted by the URC, I saw my intentions no longer mattered. No, they do matter. Not just to that gentleman. It matters to me, and to Tiffy as well. Commander, Anya left us, and it was not because she did anything wrong. There aren't many people like you left in this world, Commander.
Okay, that hit me. I need to send it to my sister so she cries with me. Where's my Discord?
We can't afford to lose anymore. Alba, I understand your concerns, but Thirjan Dolls are the strongest lead I have. I know this is risky in every sense, but if I let such obstacles make me hesitate, things like the Leap incident will happen again and again. Whether it's destroying Paradeus Labs, investigating Thirjan Dolls, or the debacle I caused in Makosh, I realized that so long as I do something, there's a possibility that I can improve the lives of those I hold dear, even if it's only by a little. That's why I want to keep moving forward on this path, whether I'm labeled as a hero or a criminal. These are things I wanted to do for a long time. Thanks to that warrant from the UNC, my reservations have been completely cleared away. We already reached the worst case scenario, so why not just go all out? And as for Anje, whom you mentioned earlier, you will see that the things she once did pushed me to make a decision. Anje did once fall into the dark, but before she left us, what was reflected in her eyes was the dawn. Stop! Are we winning? I don't know, but I'm crying. Wait, where's my... Yeah, never mind, I'll do it later. This is winning. No, look at her eyes. Ugh, baby. Perhaps I just stubbornly want to bring about the world that she, and so many others like her, envisioned. And now, I feel that I can do far more compared to who I was a decade back. Strange, isn't it? The forces I can call upon now don't even amount to a tenth of what I had before. Yet still... Commander, to be frank, your words make me happy, but they also worry me a little. Even so, I'm convinced, once again, that Tifa's choice to follow you was the right one. Thank you.
With that in mind, Alva taps her earpiece. The indicator on her comms module goes dark. She leans in close and speaks in a whisper just beside my ear.
Commander, what I'm about to say is just a personal reminder from me. If you intend to investigate or make contact with Tyrian dolls and the developer behind them in any way, please make sure Mastina and I are present as your escort.
Why?
Aesthetic hasn't reached a conclusion yet, but our available intel is enough for us to drive an obvious one. That our opponent isn't like any enemy we've faced so far, and the extent of the danger is incalculable.
Alva then turns her comms module back on, picks up a tablet, and projects a set of coordinates onto a terminal in front of me.
Since both the leads among us point to the same dangerous region, something likely did happen there. Reja, can you help me adjust the map to the region that the pulse originated from? Of course I can. I thought you and the commander were going to whisper in private for longer. We're on duty now. Those were just routine work-related discussions.
She's so worried.
Yes, sure. I understand.
Reja smiles, then projects a map into the air, showing the coordinates.
Right here. It's at the red zone, 34 kilometers west of Prague Center. Then our objective is clear. Commander, we shall now...
I was about to say something, but she's cut off by a sudden commotion. Right after, the door to the Elm's ops room opens. Crowley walks in as she argues with the dolls beside her about something. Yet the moment she lifts her head, she stops dead in her tracks. I thought she just saw a ghost.
Shoo! Why are you here?
I look toward Krolik and realize that the Jew she's referring to is none other than Pretja, who has only just arrived on the Elmo today for the first time. I wanted everyone to have a nice sit-down conversation after everything serious was settled. But from the look on Krolik's face, this is probably not the right moment for that.
Krolik, is this the Pretja you've been searching for all this time? Of course. If it weren't for her, I... Forget it. I'm just glad that you're safe. I actually have so many things I wanted to tell you. The Elm is a wonderful place. From now on, why don't you... Hey, Pretja?
Sensing the confusion in Pretja's eyes, Krolik tentatively calls out to the other doll by name. Oh no.
Have you... met me before? That seems to be the case.
No! Oh. Stop. Through the long silence, Krolik's expression shifts from confusion to displeasure, until, finally, it boils over into fury that makes her charge forward.
There's a limit to how far you can take a joke. I thought you could hold off to be scrapped by those doll arena bastards back then. Do you have any idea how worried I was? I was originally planning to thank you properly when I saw you again. But what kind of attitude is this? We were... Hey! You're tanking my rep by reacting like that.
Krolik grasps Pretja by the collar. Their eyes lock, as though she were trying to dig out memories of herself buried deep within Pretja's narrow cloud. The standoff drags on. until a tall figure appears, places a hand on each of their shoulders, and pulls the two of them apart with ease. Please do not interfere with static personnel on duty.
Huh? I'm sorry, Miss Krolik. I didn't have the chance to explain just now. Verita suffered damage to her narrow cloud in a previous mission. She can no longer remember many things. So, she's not pretending that she doesn't know you. Mission? Narrow cloud damage? So you're saying she's with you guys? The Doll Arena mission you mentioned was likely one of the incidents that damaged her narrow cloud. After Static recovered Peridja, they assigned her to only handle support roles in field missions.
Peridja doesn't seem to show any additional emotion in response to Krolik's big outburst. She simply smiles politely.
A state doll? So when you did all that in the arena, was it for a mission? But if it was a mission, shouldn't you have looked out for yourself first? Alright, if her narrow cloud was damaged, I can't even ask her about it. Damn it. Why? Nemesis is the same too. They all make it so hard for me to rest easy.
Krolik says nothing more. As if struck by some kind of serious blow, she does something unlike herself. She walks to the corner of the room and sits down quietly. Mastina steps forward and hands me a document. Commander, I brought back the doll called Nemesis as you requested. She appears to have returned to normal and is currently undergoing a narrow cloud scan in the repair pod. So what exactly is going on? Why did Nemesis suddenly malfunction? Grossa, can you describe in detail what happened during the operation?
Things were pretty chaotic back then. It started while we were in combat with the enemy. Nemesis ignored several of my orders in succession and didn't respond to me calling her. I assumed Nemesis had been pinned down by enemy fire and sent Krolik to break her free. However, when our Krolik got close, she realized that Nemesis seemed different from her original state. It looked like someone was interfering with her narrow cloud. Narrow cloud interference again. Sextant had the same thing earlier. I recall how, back when we accidentally stumbled into Paradeus' religious ceremony, Nemesis had reacted strangely to the proceedings. Nemesis and Sextant malfunctioning one after another. Were they both affected because that pulse was caused by Paradeus? I want to check on Nemesis. Commander.
It'll be alright. If you're really worried about it, stay by my side, okay?
Understood.
Grossa follows behind me as we pass through the corridor and enter the maintenance room. Nemesis appears to have regained consciousness. She's undergoing a scan under Mayling's guidance.
Mayling, how is she? Doesn't seem like there's anything unusual going on. Miss Helen helped me too, but still, I don't think we found the cause of the malfunction.
Nemesis, how are you feeling? Why are you asking here? Directly. Right. I forgot to call Krolik over. Thinking back on Krolik's state right now, maybe it's better to leave her alone. Surely I should be able to understand Nemesis a little after watching Krolik translate for so long. I still myself and try speaking with Nemesis directly. Nemesis, did you sense something while fighting the enemy earlier? A flower swaying in the breeze, gathering, parting, both are as haze. Okay guys, let's translate. Let's piece together Nemesis' speech. Nope, didn't understand a thing. Should have a kiddie meal.
She's saying that she felt herself being summoned by some kind of decisive fate.
How do you know? Peritya? You can understand what Nemesis is saying?
Yeah, I do have this rather unexplainable ability. It does come in handy every now and then. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a very valuable ability. Statex sending you to assist DeFi really was the right call.
You're far too kind, ma'am. Still, showing off unexpected abilities at critical moments is something I quite pride myself on.
That's a funny line.
In any case, since Miss Krolik's mood hasn't recovered yet...
Is it the animal ears? Can Basti do it? Excellent question. We should start testing this.
Is it alright if I temporarily serve as a translator for this lady?
After a difficult round of questioning, I finally managed to learn something about Nemesis' condition through Peritya's translation. Nemesis explains that she lost control of her frame earlier, but was due to some kind of intervention. She vaguely sensed the same thing at the exact moment when Sexton lost control. Back in combat, however, the intervention suddenly grew stronger, directly causing her to lose control of her frame. As for what this intervention actually means, Nemesis does not make it clear. From her descriptions, it appears that she herself only understands it vaguely. She just calls it fate, or some kind of behavioral logic that cannot be found anywhere within her narrow cloud. These strings of phenomena form an interwoven network of clues, enough to suggest that something worth discovering is hidden deep in the red zone. Looks like we do have to head into the red zone to investigate. I gather everyone in the ops room. Everyone, I'm preparing to head into the red zone for a mission. Although it's just recon work, our current situation is fairly complex. We may encounter things that we've never had to deal with before. I'll be drawing up a list of those participating in this mission, based on capability, but also based on your willingness to participate. It's been a while, but this will be the first time we conduct a mission inside the red zone. We'll need to make proper preparations for protective gear and comms equipment. Mailing, take inventory of what equipment is left in the warehouse and... There's no need to go through such trouble. Our helicopter is carrying enough protective gear and comms equipment. Commander, would you be willing to let us join your task force? Of course, that would be wonderful. Then we'll inventory the equipment for this mission. Please inform me of the team size and equipment specifications in a short while. Alright, then let us set our goal as return to the Elmo before sunset. Let's get started. Avernus, anyone? Are we going to find another floating tower? This song is so good. It has no right. Alright. Let us continue. Next one. Sensing. A quiet echo links a pair of lonely islands in the depths of the sea. Okay. She said we have all the equipment you need in the chopper. She did say that. But then that's how big the team is. They just have enough equipment. Trust. Yeah, depending on how big the helicopter is, I guess maybe they do have like a shit ton. So then she was just like, tell me how big the team is to see like how much I need to actually prepare. And the rest can be stored in the Almo, I guess. I guess. Alban and Mastina are in their fitting room, checking out the equipment list for the upcoming mission. I take the chance to finalize the personnel coming on this mission. I begin by selecting 404, a squad possessing extensive combat experience in red zones, to accompany me. Because our special equipment is in limited supply, I can only bring one more squad along, which leaves me feeling somewhat conflicted. Both Moonshroud Squad and Secure Squad have assisted me on missions involving Paradeus bases before. Their performance has been quite reassuring. Besides them, the new dolls who just joined the Elmo may still be in their adjustment periods, but they each have their own strengths and specialties. You know, and from what they did say limited supply here. So I guess what she meant to say is that, you know, she had enough for like a little for like a task force, but like not actually for like everyone. After what just happened with Sextans, I realized that I really do need to assign a strong, well-coordinated team specifically to keep an eye on her. What's more, we just exposed her location in front of those mercs. I must leave enough forces on the Elmo for its own defense. I also have Team Grossa. If I pull Team Grossa away from the Elmo, I'll need to get another team to look after Elena and Melanie.
Commander, I want to come too.
Melanie has been peeking at me from every corner of the equipment room, ever since I announced a trip into the red zone. Right now, she's on her tiptoes, peering at the mission roster. There are a few places where it seems like different people wrote parts of the story and it doesn't 100% fit together. I mean, yeah, it could be that, because I mean, with the length of these events, they must have a little localization team. Like, it can't be like one person. Like, I know T.L. Anon used to translate the entire Gears Frontline events in like 3 days, but he was a special case. Right now, yes, I assume they'll have like a team. And more than... yeah, it's like... because, you know, it's not like errors or something. I feel like they just, you know, translated their parts. I mean, work on their parts. But didn't check properly to see that everything, like, match sequentially. Classic Mika. You want to come? Where exactly do you want to go?
I want to go with you and the others into the red zone for the investigation. There must be plenty of Paradeus traps over there. I can protect you, Commander.
Queer responsible for commanding who needs a race? Because I need more of that than the... yeah! Whoever ended up putting like those kind of phrases into Dandelion's speech, and whoever turned Sweeper into a Texan, give them a raise. I'd buy them a drink also. Okay. How exactly does Melanie plan to protect me? Do you have a box like Elena's? Melanie shakes her head. Do you have a way to jam radar so that the enemy can't spot us? Melanie shakes her head. Then...
I'll find a way somehow. Right, I can still help. For example, I can still disguise myself as one of their Elenas and infiltrate a Paradeus base, like what I did last time. That way, we have a way to go straight in and grab lots of internal Paradeus data. If things go well, Commander, you wouldn't need to use much firepower to destroy their base this time.
But last time, we were discovered by an eater really quickly. They won't be caught off guard this time. Besides, how do you know that they definitely have Helenas over there? I only asked out of handedly, but something clicked when I noticed Melanie suddenly shifting her gaze away from me. Here, has Melanie been hiding something else she knows from me? Right. The way she started insisting on coming along with us raises my suspicions as well. Could it be... Melanie, about what happened earlier. Is there something you haven't told me?
How did you know that?
I really like how Melanie, clearly is like less childish than Elena. Because Elena pretty much acts like a 5-year-old, even less sometimes, Melanie is much more mature, but she's still very much a child. I think that's very cute. Whoever came up with super dodge combo of Corrosion's Blade plus 25 need to be head of writing team too. Yes, please. That was so funny. Ryushi's event was so funny. Realizing her slip of the tongue, Melanie hurriedly put her hands over her mouth. I knew it. Melanie, did you say something about the Elenas again? Melanie turns away, showing me her back.
I promised that girl that I wouldn't tell anyone about it.
What girl? If that's how she puts it, Melanie definitely did sense the presence of another Elena. Judging by what we know so far, that Elena is somewhere inside a Paradeus base, in the depths of the red zone. Looking back at how Elena once sensed Melanie, if we really want to get to the bottom of all this, bringing Melanie along would make things much easier. But should I really bring Melanie to the red zone just for this? This is way too dangerous. It adds so much unpredictability to our investigation. Plus, I also have to think about whether or not to make this new discovery a secondary objective of the mission. Looks like Melanie still hasn't told me everything. I should get things sorted out with her first. Melanie, why don't we try talking this through together? I was gonna say, yeah, daughter 3, here we come! Time to adopt another child! Tell me everything you know. If this is important, I'll bring you along to rescue that Elena.
Really?
Yep. I won't go back on my word. Melanie turns to face me after some hesitation.
To be honest, I've been intermittently hearing that girl's voice ever since you all came back from leave.
Is it like how you were able to sense our Elena?
Yeah. That voice is different in that it's always been really faint and weak.
Abductionable justice crime. Interesting name for what I just said. Thank you for subscribing.
That voice is different in that it's always been really faint and weak. I can only hear her at certain particular moments.
Particular moments?
Yes. She seemed to be in great pain every time I managed to sense her. It feels like something is draining her life dry.
Oh yeah, you have Cheyenne now, so... Abnormal pulses. The connection between 13 dolls and Bujums, and... yet another Elena. I have no concrete proof yet, but instinct told me that what Melanie is describing appears to be tied to the events that Alva and the others have been investigating. Melanie, can you tell me what the two of you discussed?
We didn't actually manage to talk much, but... she seems to know a great deal about what's happening on the outside. Especially... things about you, Commander.
She knows... me?
She said that a certain individual nearby, who pulls the thread of fate, was the reason why she could establish a connection with me.
Yep, that would be us.
She also brought up the leave incident.
What did she say?
She asked me, what became of the people in leave after Nirvana opened?
Oh! This is the first time anyone has brought up the opening of Nirvana since the leave incident. I assumed that what happened might have been a hallucination of mine, but now I'm suddenly being told that someone else had witnessed it. That someone is another Elena, no less. This Elena must be someone important. I have to find a way to track her down, no matter what. The list of things to investigate grows yet again.
Commander.
Melanie tilts her chin up slightly, looking at me with pleading eyes.
I've told you everything I know. Please, can you take me with you?
What Melanie said makes logical sense, and it doesn't sound like she's making things up to get her way. Besides, the matter of Nirvana is not something she could have thought up with just her imagination. If what she said is close to the truth, then it is extremely important that we investigate this other Elena. At the very least, it must be listed as one of our main objectives. Melanie's presence does significantly increase the chance of success. Otherwise, we will be plunging headfirst into the red zone with our radar disabled, and it will probably take too long to even get a sense of what's happening in there. Safety is indeed a major concern. While Melanie has no need to fret with regards to radiation as an immune individual, we'll have to allocate personnel to protect her should combat happen. At the very least, we must direct her from danger before it is too late. Still, I wish to only probe the locale for now, so avoiding direct combat is also part of the plan. With that in mind, I'll need to assign an extra squad to ensure Melanie's safety. Alva and the others brought plenty of special equipment that should come in handy. It should help make the issue of our low manpower less of a pain point. Alright, I think I understand the gist of what you mean. After thinking it over, I summoned Grossa to me alone. Grossa, aside from 404, I also want you to bring Team Grossa along on this mission. Aside from providing combat support, your priority will be to keep Melanie safe.
Eh? You're bringing Melanie along, Commander?
Yep. Melanie has uncovered some new leads that could help with our search.
Thank you, Commander.
But let's be clear about this beforehand. You must stay close to Grossa and the others, and you are absolutely not allowed to run off on your own.
I'll be in my best behavior. Then I and the others shall do our best to protect Melanie. As for Nemesis, should we make separate arrangements for her?
No need. Just run the team as you usually do. Be it Nemesis, you or the others in Team Grossa, you've all been my companions on the Elmo for the longest. I can't just stop trusting you guys over some unexpected accidents.
Commander,
Besides, Nemesis does have a number of mysteries surrounding her. I have a feeling that this mission could help us solve them.
understood. Leave the rest of the arrangements to me. This time, I won't let you down, Commander.
With the roster set, Messina goes to the helicopter to bring down equipment for the mission. While taking stock of our equipment inventory, I noted that aside from basic protective gear, we also have plenty of special equipment that will be hard to find, even on the black market.
Commander, we may face extreme collapse radiation levels once we enter the red zone. Please wear the protective suit well and equip the radiation isolation device.
Alva picks out a protective suit from the equipment pile and hands it to me to try on. Its surface gleams with a strange sheen, as if it was sprayed with some kind of protective coating. I put on the protective suit and try moving around. Ow, it's suffocating. So tight. It's kind of hard to breathe. Alva notices my discomfort. She scrambles to explain.
Sorry. Commander, since this is an impromptu mission, we didn't have time to custom order one. So we'll have to ask you to pair with Nicholas' gear for now.
I wonder, I imagine if you play as male commander, they will hand you Kevin's gear. It's okay. I'm fine. Alva walks over to loosen some of the straps around my torso and joints. Her shimmering gaze meets mine. She produces a somewhat flustered laugh.
Is that better, Commander?
Much better. Alva carefully checks the suit's airtight seal, then hands me a brand new set of comms equipment.
Also, these are shielded communicators. I'll be distributing them to mission personnel in a short while. Red radiation will interfere with comms signals. These devices will ensure that we are able to remain in contact with each other while we're inside. We also have weapon cases loaded with heavy weapons and their ammunition. I'll distribute some of these to each squad before we depart. Still, these weapons are dangerous, so they need to be used with care. And
Alva pauses, then continues with faint casualness.
To be honest, we only managed to make it here this easily thanks to Miss Kalina pulling a few strings for us.
Really? So she's also been assisting you guys?
It seems she's finally found something she wants to do. Indeed. Although she's currently dealing with a conundrum, she found a way to contact and help us as much as she could. This is why I think you shouldn't worry about her too much. Someone as smart as Miss Kalina will always find a way to take care of herself.
It's true, Kalina is very smart.
Miss Kalina told me about a certain something, by the way. I think you might want to know.
What did she say?
She said that she came across a doll who looked very much like Rosa.
A doll resembling Rosa? It's probably a doll using a similar frame model.
That is one possibility. However, Miss Kalina specifically brought it up because that doll's combat capabilities are extremely strong. It's very likely a third-gen doll.
So it looked like a third-gen version of Grossa? Got it. I'll keep that in mind. Commander, all personnel participating in this mission have been equipped, and the relevant gear has been distributed to the squad leaders. It's time for us to head out. Yippee! Oh, I forgot this was a combat node. The story part was so long. Where are more enemies?
了解
Can you reach Vector? Oh yeah. I'm surprised this isn't voiced. Now that I think about it, with all the revelations we're getting. Mika, explain yourself. What do you mean doesn't count as main story? Anyway, give me a minute. I'm gonna go get more. I'm gonna go get water. Are they not paying money for majors? No, because they said on a stream that they will only give voice acting to majors and character events that counted as part of the main story, which they had already done. Like, that was the idea with the Centaurus and Moonshroud events. It's just that those also had to be changed last minute, so they couldn't get the voice acting in time. So I'm like, okay, what happened with this one then, Mika? There's no point if you edit later. Apparently it's in main enough. Oh yeah, then explain this. Interesting. She looks very familiar. Endangerment. The collapse of the films plume to the ruined palace, and danger fills the air like insidious radiation. All the money went towards Lorelai's ear-nibbling animations. Okay, I can accept that. The sky darkens as the elm approaches the red zone. Our radar fails entirely 2 hours into the red zone. To prevent intense radiation from damaging the Elmo's electronic equipment, I decide to lead the mission team on foot into the depths of the red zone, while Mei-Ling pulls the Elmo back to the edge, awaiting our contact. The landscape is a barren waste, with only sparse remnants of tree trunks and dry grasses about. Here, a deadly brew grips its ghastly vapors upon this plain, rendering unto all life who unwillingly drank an inglorious end. Thy name was collapse, and life fell in twain. Damn, I'm getting so poetic. With the same background we've seen countless times. Come on, Mika. I don't think we've been in a red zone so far in Frontline 2. As with death, we see naught but silence. 3 hours later, we finally cross the indistinct boundary zone and are greeted by the red zone's iconic, ominous scenery. The very culprit that drained all life from this place. Oh, here we go, this is more like it. A vast sea of collapsible film, known as Hell's Paradise. That is PC background material. At some point, our signals completely vanish from the radar. Aside from internal squad comms, our surroundings are as quiet as an empty void. Nothing here that can prove our existence aside from our own physical sensations. Do you want to get Frontline B2? Your Frontline 1 B2? I mean, yeah. But I mean, like, more than, as in, this one looks pretty. But the Frontline 1... Do we have a red zone one in Frontline 1 though? Because we have the black zone. That one was something else. Beneath our feet, the translucent, radiation-dust-stained petals shimmer with a faint glow, back into cooling embers. I smell a metallic, ionizing odor spreading through the air around me, even through my protective suit.
Commander, watch your step. Try to avoid those flowers as we move forward. Andori just took a reading. The radiation near the flowers is more than a dozen times higher than the surrounding area. The epiphyllums are currently in their absorption phase. Let's hurry through.
What Andorus refers to is one of the defining traits of the collapsed epiphyllum. They interact with collapsed radiation in the environment, absorbing it under certain conditions, releasing it in others. The Project Eden I intervene in back in Live hope to use such principles for energy generation. That technology has since become a secret known only to me. During the collapse absorption phase, the collapse radiation levels in the vicinity drop, but that is only temporary. The inexperienced will lower their guard upon seeing the seemingly safe levels on their instruments, but this is nothing more than deception, a calm before the storm. Once the release phase arrives, the radiation levels surge, rendering most protective equipment in a grand cascade. Any creature able to take shelter in time will be devoured by the collapse radiation in mere moments, plunging them into an abyss of no return. The absorption phase means that the ambient radiation levels are relatively low at the moment. But even so, an ordinary person cannot survive here for long without protection. Yet despite the hardness of the environment, it is also strangely, unsettlingly quiet. No one tried to stop us on the way here. We haven't even seen a single tiny elite critter scurry by either.
Commander, we're almost at the coordinates.
Good. All units, enter alert level 1. The dolls raise their weapons one after another, lowering their stances and slowing their pace alongside mine. What do you see? After passing through a thick mist of radiation particles, when a faulty forest is a sight I never imagined I see deep inside the red zone. Oh, here it is. An intact, towering, magnificent yet antique palace.
The mist. The banner of the heavens.
Nemesis, you've been here before?
Beautiful vista of bygone days, gathered into echoes among clouds. Though like this place has stirred some of Miss Nemesis' memories.
I studied the exterior of the old castle carefully, but I find no clear signs of anything unordinary, even though it clearly shouldn't be here. An ancient structure of a bygone era, the spires that adorn its towers have long since crumbled, leaving jagged columns that obscure the sky. The narrow arched windows are but hollowed eye sockets, some yet filled with remnants of their stained glass sclera that faintly glimmer with the dusk's fair embrace. The heavy main doors lie open, no longer withholding their bounty from the world beyond. The iron that clad its hinges has rusted so thoroughly that it has painted the wood with haphazard strokes of oxidized crimson. The family crest carved above the gate was far too weathered to make out any fine details. All that remained was the rough outline of the shield that made its center. Truthfully, I feel uncertainty boil from within my core. Was this a mere mirage that has been involved with the collapse that encompasses us all at this very moment? Nothing but an irradiated midsummer night's dream?
Commander, this is the place. I can feel it. That girl's presence. We are getting closer and closer.
Melanie raises her hand high, pointing in the direction of the castle.
The coordinates on the offline map also point right here.
Then let's get closer. With the dolls raising their weapons as the vanguard, we cautiously approach the massive building before us. Through the shattered panes of Technicolor glass, they catch faint glimpses of refined, antique furnishing inside. Despite having been subject to the cruel elements, it remains a microcosm of a time centuries past. Is this castle also a Paradeus base? No, wait, something feels off.
Commander, radiation interference is too strong here. We still can't pick up any signals nearby. Our equipment isn't picking up any active heat sources here, but something will still be hiding in the lower levels. We're not picking up any noise or signal here either. We have the same conclusion. We can only gather info on what's on the surface for now.
Melanie, are you sensing anything?
I haven't sensed any other presences aside from that girl's distress signal.
Indeed, we can't pick up on any clear signs of danger. And that Elena does actually seem to be here. Kluke, take 4-4 to the perimeter and keep watch for any movement. Secure a retreat route. Report immediately if you spot anything suspicious. Grossa, Alba, let's try going in to take a look.
If you're going in, then at least let me...
It's alright, don't worry. From the looks of it, it's just an abandoned building. If we notice anything off, we'll tuck our tails between our legs and run for the hills. Besides, Melanie says that the gear isn't there. You have to at least go in and try to investigate.
Fine. I'll keep watch outside. Be careful in there, everyone.
We will. Alba, Grossa, let's go. Once we approach the rust-spotted door, Grossa takes the lead, becoming the first to step through the doors of the castle. Silence. Absolute silence. Silence. Absolute silence. The alarm that I had subconsciously expected to not blare, leaving a part of me feeling rather unsated. Our arrival is met only by the ominous silence that shrouds the heart of the red zone. We push the doors open and take a step inside the castle. The interior is not as dilapidated as I had assumed. Damp stone steps with brick walls on both sides lead up to the great hall. The finely warm light of dusk filters through the multicolored glass windows, casting columns of varied hues across the great structure. I'm taking pictures of all these backgrounds. I really like them. In the great hall, a table is surrounded by several velvet chairs, all arranged loosely. 2 leather armchairs appear to have wear from long-term use. The leather is polished to a shine, suggesting that someone has lived here for a long period of time. The castle appears to have been used after the war, for a long time too. Maybe this area only became a red zone recently? It would be great if we could find some records about it. Melanie, are you sure this is the place?
I am. I still can't pinpoint the exact location, but...
I look around. Searching this whole castle will take too long. Let's try to wrap this up ASAP. We can't linger here too long. Alba, you guys search the upper floors of the staircase. Grossa, we'll go through the corridor over here and search the rooms in the back. Understood. After splitting off from Alba and the others, Grossa and I move down the corridor and to the back of the castle. This area appears to be made up of several bedrooms. After confirming that there are no sounds inside, I put on the brass handle of the room nearest to me. The room is decorated similarly to a reception hall, but the moment I push the door open, the scent of dust and faint mildew hits my nose, a stark contrast to the candlelit air of the great hall. What's this though? There's some cables and like a thing here. The room isn't very spacious. It's furnished and simple. Half the space has been taken up by a bed. Several stacks of documents lie on the desk. Their tabs are very yellowed. A forgotten corner of this grandiose castle, it seems. Look around for any useful documents left here. With Craig and Nemesis guarding the door, the rest of us begin searching through the corners of the room. An old-fashioned, antique feel covers the room. Electronic devices are rare, while the bookshelf leaning against the wall is nearly lined with thick volumes. Mostly classical texts and novels from a bygone era. I lived through them without much thought. Something suddenly slips out from one of the books. What's this? I pick up the slip of paper and find what seems to be some reading notes. The elegant script has already blurred somewhat, but I can still tell that a woman probably wrote it. I read through it carefully, but find nothing noteworthy. The signature reads Olive N. It seems to be the owner of this book. Okay guys, remember that name. I pocket the note and prepare to continue searching when I hear Kovnev from the other side of the room.
Commander! I found something interesting under the bed.
I move over and see Kovnev holding up a battered terminal with her hand. Can it be turned on?
Let me try.
Kovnev tries pressing the power button, but the screen flickers on for only an instant before going dark again.
Ah, it ran out of battery. I could try connecting it to me for a bit, though.
Wait, don't do that yet. Hold on to it for now. We'll bring it back for Dandelion to sift through. Kovnev nods and slips the terminal into her pack.
Commander, we seem to have found everything worth looking at in this room.
Then let's make our exit. Ooh, what is this place? I bring Melanie along and head back to the corridor with Team Rosa. Very nice. Alba's voice comes through the comms as we're about to search the next room.
Commander, we're taking fire on the third floor. The enemy is...
Oh no, and Nemesis is... Oh no.
Nemesis? Fall. Rebirth. The heart wanders far. Sisters. Commander, look at those dolls. What?
I don't know when they arrive, but a number of dolls who appear at the far end of the corridor. Covering a cloud of dust, illuminated by the faint light, I finally make out what they look like. The same dark skin, the same tight ash-gray hair, the same violet pupils, and the same calm, sharp eyes that belong only to a marksman. They are Nemesis. I love when scenarios like this have lit candles, because it's like, who the fuck is lighting those candles? Also, what's with this music? Can't remember if I had it before, but it's banger. Ooh, look at the logo there.
Wait, are they Nemesis too?
Connie got more girlfriend now, yippee.
That doesn't matter. Right now, there are enemies.
Eliminate all dolls. Order received. Oh hey, why does she show up with with this scan.
I can actually understand what they're saying.
This isn't the time to be worrying about that sort of thing. How are you, Nemesis? Can you still fight? Candlelight. Swirling.
She said yes.
Alright, in any event, let's think of a way to get out of here first. Tu-tum. To go into the section in Germany? What? Capture and get the dummy system back again? Hell yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say, they're clearly not as dark a skin as Nemesis. Might have been because they made their hair darker. Vacation? Ah! Enjoy your vacation! Supplies left in the starting position. Oh yeah, I guess that it is her uniform, canonically, that we gave her back. Left of the starting position. The doku. Aha. Okay, so it was that thing shining there. There's more? Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's two more that are gonna show up. Three more, actually. Damn, I can't get to. Oh yeah.
This way, Commander.
After temporarily fending off the dolls who look nearly identical to Nemesis, we find the main entrance that we enter from to be shut. Thus, our only option is to take the stairs deeper into the castle, in search of another way out. The remaining enemies keep chasing us without end. D5 catches up to us so that Tingrosa can cover Melanie and I as we fall back to a safer position behind the lines. Coffney and Krolik turn around a corner. After confirming that the area ahead is safe, they push open a narrow oak door beside them.
Oh no! It's a dead end!
Endless stairs, revolving. Reach the first shadow.
You mean there's a way out from here?
Krolik stares at Nemesis skeptically. Nemesis gives her an affirmative nod in return. Krolik begins running her hands along the wall opposite the room, before tapping out a rhythm on one of the bricks.
There it is. Commander, there's a hidden path here. Should we go in?
I look at Nemesis. Her gaze wavers not. Let's go in and take a look. Grossa and Krolik carefully but swiftly swing open the hidden door built into the brick wall. It's totally dark inside. The dolls switch on the lights on their head equipment, allowing me to finally take in the layout of this room by their dim glows. I suddenly get this feeling that This layout feels kind of familiar, but I can't remember where I've seen it before. The decor of the room we're in is quite different from anything we've seen so far. Or rather, this place can't even be called a room. It's more like a cold Israel laboratory. A massive culture tank stands in the middle of the room. Countless neatly arranged pipes run along the ceiling and floor, stretching to the darkness beyond. Oh, Melanie recognizes this place. Also, yeah, the stage had a lot of aura.
Commander, this is the place. I can sense your presence.
Melanie lets go of my hand, rushing over to the culture tank's edge to inspect it closely. I follow Melanie over, only to find the tank empty. Nothing is left besides the dry residue of culture fluid. Are we too late?
Olaf. I hate this. No way. No.
Don't worry, Melanie. We're all here with you. No one is going to hurt you. To help reassure Melanie, I lift her into my arms while doing my best to gather as much information in the darkness as I can. After carefully examining the room, I can confirm that this place is very similar to where we rescued Melanie. The same lab equipment, the same facility layout, even the same plant-style culture tanks. On the side of the culture tank, a metal nameplate reflects a faint glow.
Age 35. So this is her designation. But she really was supposed to be right here. Why is she gone?
I search the area but find no other rooms. Right then, the sound of disordered footsteps arrives near the door. The dolls we drove back earlier have caught up to us once more.
Commander, I found the secret passage Nemesis mentioned. It'll lead us outside the castle.
Should we retreat from here? Is 35, ain't that the one from the extra ring from Corposant? Wait, maybe? I can go check. We can go check. After all the trouble we took to find these clues, I really don't want to leave without finding the gear Melanie spoke of. But...
Commander, this insertion was only meant to be reconnaissance up. With the huge number of enemies we face and the lack of support, it is best that we extract to ensure the safety of both Melanie and you.
I understand. Rosa, Alba, we're falling back for now. We push open the door and slide down the hidden passage, landing safely on the ground. As the sound of pursuit fades behind us, we make it back outside the castle, unarmed. Did I take a screenshot of this? I don't remember. I may end up taking screenshots of like every visual and background, they're so good. Just as we Mastina, the last in our group, lands on the ground, a voice suddenly speaks up from behind us. Oh, hello!
Greetings, esteemed guest. Or perhaps you're more used to being called the Commander?
Okay! 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 I see how it is. But yeah, let me go check on the thing. Also, this art is fantastic. Since I'm back here, let's grab some stuff. Alright. Where was it? Server room. Trace back? What was this, right? There's some beautiful art released inside the game too. Yeah. I really wish... I know it's a lot, but I wish there were like a compendium of all the backgrounds from this Frontline 2 at least, because I know the Drive has almost all the backgrounds from Guess Frontline 1, but I like the ones from 2 as well. It is age 35? It is! Let's see. Quasi-full individual age 35 transfer report. Laboratory identification code, blah blah blah, that's fine, blah blah blah. Since emergence, quasi-full individual age 35 has been placed under observation at the experimental base FRA N50. The coordinates. Age 35's development has been relatively slow compared to other quasi-full individuals of the same type. The subject had not yet developed self-consciousness until around 4 weeks ago. On the blah 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 blah, age 35 demonstrated an abnormal reaction during routine vital sign checks. The base's data entry operator immediately performed a full vital sign scan of the subject. The results indicated a significantly increased response to collaboration particles, with an immune response intensity. The results indicated a significantly increased response to collaboration particles, with an immune response intensity exceeding all previous records for other samples throughout the history of the entire experimental program. After that, the base supervisor immediately contacted the Black Zone Sanctuary. The research team sent research personnel to the base in question and drew up an experimental regimen for quasi-full immune individual age 35. Plus particle endurance test, radiation dose intensity will be steadily increased to assess age 35's maximum dose tolerance. Genomic expression analysis age 35's genome will be sequenced in order to identify any unforeseen mutations. Consciousness separation experiment, using dissociation techniques to separate age 35's mind and body to determine if age 35 had been invaded by other consciousnesses. Electroencephalogram response test, stimulating age 35's brain regions with extreme and varied voltage spikes to measure the subject's response speed to various voltages. Note: some content in the post-mentioned report may be disturbing to viewers, so it has been blurred out. Preliminary experimental results indicate that age 35 has a stronger resistance to collaboration particles, compared to other quasi-full immune individuals. The Black Zone research team has already removed age 35 from experimental base, blah blah blah, and begun a long-term observation of age 35. Meanwhile, the base and staff have also been dealt with. After taking the special nature of age 35 into consideration, the research team has raised its security level to maximum. All experiments concerning this quasi-full immune individual must be conducted under the strictest possible biosafety measures in order to prevent any possible mutations or spread. Yay to human experimentation! Okay, so I guess she was somewhere called the Black Zone Sanctuary, from what I'm gathering here. Oh no, the Black Zone Sanctuary is what they contacted, and they sent personnel to run these tests. And then the people took her from that base. And then this says the base and its data have also been dealt with. Which I don't like how it sounds, but how that sounds, but... Interesting. Okay, let's go back. I think I can read one more Unless this one is very short, then maybe 2 more. So the next one was story one, so I don't know if I'll risk it. We'll see. Mother and daughter. Oh, great! I really like the title. I really like how these enemies are looking. We got the Spine Snuffler. We got the Terror Horn Chimera. And we got this, the Merti. Everyone came together. Yippee! The progenitor and its offspring calibrate each other in their collective consciousness. Within the twisted cage they call a family. This is fine. Bull escape bar, those are over leveled. Yeah, I mean, it's just that, you know, in... How will you say, like, in context of the story, it's like, oh, yippee, we're getting 3 Williams at once. It's not like I'm, like, shocked at the enemies.
Greetings, esteemed guest. Or perhaps you're more used to being called the commander?
I turn around and find that 3 enormous creatures have somehow surrounded us. 3 Bujums, each at least 5 meters tall, block our retreat from 3 directions. Yeah, see, this is what I meant, as in, like, in context. It's like, oh, fun times. Gameplay-wise, it's like, oh, whatever. But there is no intent to attack. Instead, they crouch low in unison. The figurative 3-volume Cerberus stands before us, and they are waiting like obedient dogs, ready to do their master's bidding. The Bujums all have the same electronic collar fastened to a different part of their body, all glowing faintly. The collars seem to be connected by an invisible leash, extending towards somewhere deep within the sea of flowers. At the end of that leash is a girl who looks about the same age as Melanie. She holds an iron ring in her hand. She walks through the endless epiphyllum, moving closer to us one step at a time. Her movements are light and graceful. She wears no protective equipment at all, which is enough to confirm that she is not human. At least not an ordinary human like me. Oh, yeah, I think the crystal in her arms and her weird eye thing also point her as not human. Not human, just saying, or like not entirely human.
Nice to meet you. Please forgive my shortcomings in hospitality, ma'am.
As her figure steadily grows clearer, I am at last able to see her properly. She can't be human since she wears no protection, yet her exposed limbs are flawlessly perfect, with not the slightest trace of being a doll or a knitter. The only remaining possibilities are that she's a disguised doll using a high-end disguise frame, or a Nito. Her being a redstone area with a protecting gear is another hint. Yeah, that's the most obvious one, really. But somehow, perhaps it's because I've already seen so many dolls, I can't shake the feeling that she is something much stranger. The girl wears an expression that borders on serene. Although she stands before more than a dozen T-dolls with their weapons trained on her, her eyes seem to reflect none of the enmity she must see. She comes to a halt, lifts the hem of her skirt with her fingertips, giving me a graceful curtsy. When she sees I grant her no reply in return, the girl doesn't move forward. Instead, she tilts her head.
Mother said that you are an esteemed guest.
Oh no. Mother said that, didn't she? Of course.
Did you intrude upon my abode, absent of intent to explain thyself?
Your abode?
Shock should not come upon you. I, my mother, and my older sisters. Here, we must live all together,
The girl lifts her gaze to look at the old castle before her. I always mention expecting to say mother like a tiny ignorant child. You know what? You're right.
Now only I remain here, and loneliness does cross my heart from time to time.
Especially this girl, with how she's talking.
But mother told myself such, that we will soon meet, bringing my older sister along with thee. Hope escaped me, for I was convinced that that tree will surely not bear fruit. But to my delight, you appear before me. It seems the thread of fate really does connect you and I.
Hearing the girl's words, my eyes drift to Nemesis. Though she did not show anything on her face, some kind of sorrowful, shadow atmosphere has been looming over her ever since earlier. She remains silent.
So, Commander, did you not bring my older sister with you?
I don't know who you mean by older sister.
You don't know? Yeah. It seems that the truth shall not meet between us in our dance of words, for your heart is close to me. How hurtful. No. It's because you've classified me as an enemy, isn't it? Based on what I know, you are a deeply gentle person, but never want to hesitate when it comes to what must be done. Since you've classified me as an enemy, you may very well shoot me dead the next moment. That is perfectly fine. Indeed, that will be most apt.
The girl speaks calmly, with words that seem to carry no emotion whatsoever. Yet I find myself becoming more and more confused. I've always been able to quickly tell whether someone is a doll or not, but this time, I still can't tell.
To prevent thee from a haughty attack and thus disrupting this most precious exchange, allow me to jog your memory on a few things. For instance, a certain Thirjan doll you rescued in the Yellow Zone, whose frame you then repaired. If you will be willing to return her, Commander, I will be so grateful.
The older sister she mentioned must be Sextant's. Then she must be a Thirjan doll as well. And the mother she mentioned, could it be the same person Melanie spoke of? The girl doesn't give me much time to think. She raises the leash in her hand. The three Budyums let out low growls, one after another. If you mean Sextant's, she's not here right now.
This humble self understands your misgivings. However, rest assured, you may return her with peace of mind. I bear no ill will toward my older sister. I simply wish to see her, that is all. Art thou seeking to barter with my older sister as a chip? Unfortunately, I don't seem to have anything I could trade with, apart from guaranteeing the lives of yourself and your compatriots.
Her frame suffered severe damage, and her Neurocloud was almost completely destroyed. She's of no further use to people like you. That's why your folk discarded her in the Yellow Zone, no?
The meaning behind your question eludes me, for I have done no such thing. Might you perhaps be stalling for time? Or perhaps trying to extract intelligence? Have I been designated as a tactical target?
The girl's face remains expressionless, but her tone carries a faint trace of curiosity.
Most interesting. Mother once regaled that you are a top-tier master tactician, one of the very few folk she respects. Indeed, you truly are different from others of your kind. I'm keen to learn from thee. Oh, might you tell your dolls to ease? These little ones won't attack. But if you do not respond in kind, there may be an accident on our hands. I bear you no ill will at present, Commander.
In the comms channel, Crook's voice, still in the middle of laying out tactics, stops abruptly.
I express my thanks.
Oh!
To reciprocate your kindness, allow me to provide an answer to the question that plagued you.
Much appreciated.
Mother said that my older sisters had already joined other organizations. That is the freedom offered to them. So, whether they wish to return or not, Mother has no intention of interfering. Still, to us, my older sisters are also members of the family. Wanting to learn more about them is only natural.
Learn? Haven't you ever met other Therian dolls before?
Met, yes. But back then, I had only just been born and didn't have the ability to communicate. Some information can only be acquired through conversation, and I am only permitted to learn via conversation. Thus I say, I really do want my older sister back, so that I can study her and learn things like sisterly love and how to express affection to our family. Wouldn't it be better to have someone specific to learn that from? Commander, will you hand my older sister back to my arms now?
What a touching speech. But how unfortunate that after witnessing Paradeus's deeds, my heart has only grown so much colder toward you all.
How truly unfortunate indeed. Cool tears beside your determination I would have partaken. Well then, your pieces are now on the board, no? Please, make your move. Yes, since you have expressed your refusal to return older sister of mine, I will have to take another form of compensation. This is my first time engaging in real combat. Here, I shall seek your generous guidance.
One of the beast-type Bujums lets out a deafening roar, pouring up dust from the ground with its hoof claws. The dolls take their stance in front of Melanie and me. I hear the metallic click of bullets being chambered. More than a dozen streams of gunfire tune through the icy air, storming the Therian doll behind the Bujums. Yet the gear afar simply leaps upward, light as a fairy. Every bullet skims like the outline of her figure, not even brushing the hem of her dress. She lands back behind the three Bujums the very next moment, her dispassionate gaze showing not even a single flutter of emotion.
I see. No special tactical response is possible in such a situation. But these weapons seem rather primitive, uncivilized. Might you afford any others?
Oh, that's an interesting expression. Looks like we'll have to go all out. The dolls open up with their second volley, covering my retreat. It's as if some kind of high-strength force field envelops the gear. She walks forward slowly, her bullets seem to hold in midair around her like flies against glass, falling once they've spent all their kinetic energy. Her movements are now beyond what could only be described as fast. As the dolls focus their fire on her, she suddenly vanishes. The next moment, that flawlessly young face appears just outside the visor attached to my head cover. She gently strokes my mask, her lips turning into a slight pout.
This thing is rather bothersome, but if I take it off, you'll die, won't you? My, humans are struck with such inconvenience. Commander!
Grossa tackles me to the ground, while the other dolls rush between the gear and me just in time. She doesn't attack. Instead, she acts like a child entering a petting zoo. She focuses on touching the doll's hair and skin a few times each, as if she's trying to get acquainted with some cute little animals for the first time.
So this is what they feel like.
She gazes at her fingertips as if moved by the experience. Grossa takes the chance to scoop me up, pulling me back with the other dolls. The smell of gunpowder begins spreading in the patch of silent forest. The next moment, Alba and Mastina, who had positioned themselves deep in the forest behind the girl in advance, launch a rocket straight at her, hitting among countless stream of bullets. The shrill sound of the rocket reaches her position in an instant. She has no time to dodge it, no matter what. The flash of the explosion casts her slim shadow against the surrounding trees, swaying violently in the kick-up cloud of dust. But as the smoke clears, we see that the girl is still standing there, completely unarmed. Her right hand is slightly spread open, seemingly still savoring the sensation from earlier. Even with the wreckage of the rocket still burning at her feet, she does not move a single step.
What? It's impossible to equip a doll with a force field this strong. Force field? You speak of something I need not. Emitting energy at a certain frequency is enough, no? Oh, by the way, Commander, as compensation for your intrusion, you attacked on me, and your refusal to return my sister. Allow me the privilege of a touch.
The instant the girl finishes speaking, Kluge and Grossa, standing right in front of me to body block the girl, suddenly get flung aside. She appears in front of me, tilting her head up to look at my face. I raise my pistol and fire at her, but she dodges the bullet with a slight tilt of her head. Then she raises a single finger toward me. That finger swiftly pierces through my protective suit, easily punching through the bullet-resistant material, tearing into my flesh. Ouch!
Commander! So that's how it is.
She doesn't try to stop Grossa from desperately dragging me away. She just stands in the midst of the dolls encircling her, raising her slender right index finger to gaze at the glistening, red bed of blood upon it in an unhurried manner. Then the girl places her fingertip into her mouth with an expression of pure curiosity in her eyes.
So this is the flavor of the ichor that courses through the veins of those partially immune. Truly fascinating. I think my current mood is... so many sensations are welling up inside me at once. Your group may use this chance to escape, Commander. I want to take some time to process my feelings and emotions. This span of time is the gift I'm giving you. I hope that you manage to live on.
Hydrogen baby, real. The girl turns around. With her back to us, she begins walking away with a spring in her step. As for the volumes she left behind, the electronic colors on their bodies have vanished. They revert to their bestial nature in a single moment, their indistinct faces twisting into expressions of bone-chilling savagery. Our objective is to retreat. Prepare for combat. After confirming that none of our weapons can harm that girl, I apply a repair patch over the hole she punched through, while directing the dolls to deal with the immediate crisis befalling us. Damn! Volume up! Hey there. Also, Kathos, if you keep mentioning stuff that has not yet happened, that I have not reached in the story, I'll have to ban you. So, be warned. Oh wow. I mean, I guess it's not so rare that they survived. Ooh, what's this? Looks like water, but also not. What the fuck? Should make a pin on a spoiler from CN or something. Oh, it is opening them. It is in my rules. I don't think it's a spoiler from CN though. It's just a spoiler from this event. I think. Ooh. Wait, they're not dying. Oh, I need to reduce all their HP to 30%, so only this guy is missing. Okay. Could you have hit the other guy? Mercy. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, because like he came in and mentioned the Nemesis dolls like 1 or 2 nodes before we actually got to them. And now I don't know, I assume that's the name of the girl, maybe, I guess, I have no idea. Or like someone else who will appear. So I'm like, come on. 1 brain cell is what I ask, is all I ask for. Just don't be a pest. Under attack by 3 Bujums, the ground beneath me trembles as the action shakes up radioactive dust that whirs through the air. The dolls beside me focus fire on what seems to be the smallest, weakest Bujum. With sheer effort, we manage to create a relatively safe path for us to make a temporary retreat. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, me too. I think it's not even Sienna stuff. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's from the event I'm playing right now. But it's just like stuff that I haven't reached yet. So it's like, come on. Come on. It's like, you know, I'm still in like the first 20% part of the event and then you come in talking about the boss. It's like, come on guys. The dolls beside me focus fire on what seems to be the smallest, weakest Bujum. With sheer effort, we managed to create a relatively safe path for us to make a temporary retreat. We make a beeline to the edge of the red zone, under the accompaniment of thunderous gunfire. Bullets strike past my face, throwing stinging hot lines of air in our vicinity. Even a plums that assault my nose with gunpowder-infused smoke. You know what, guys? Though you're right. I'm just gonna do it instead of risking happening again. Give a timeout. 24 hours. I have 30 minutes because I'm gonna be done soon anyway. We make a beeline to the edge of the red zone, under the accompaniment of thunderous gunfire. Bullets streak past my face, throwing stinging hot lines of air in our vicinity, kicking up plumes that assault my nose with gunpowder-infused smoke. Good thing these Bujums do not seem interested in chasing us to the end. We stop hearing the Bujum's shrilling screams after we hid behind an earthen rampart in a grove of dead trees. Our surroundings return to an eerie silence unique to the red zone. I gasp for air, taking deep breaths through my protective suit's filter mask. Suddenly, sweet, iron-tasting liquid starts welling up in my throat. Oh no! Oh no! Blair! That's never good.
Commander!
Oh no, she's cursing in Russian.
Did the protective suit's internal circulation systems break down? The radiation protection features of the suit were already compromised when it was pierced. Commander, your vital signs are not looking good. We must leave immediately.
Alright, calm down.
We should first take care of the issue right in front of us first. I'm currently not too sure why that third and doll suddenly wanted us to hand substance over. But the experiment equipment we found proves that this is indeed one of Paradeus' bases. Looks like they want us to use substance for something.
No, they want. They want to use substance for something. Not us.
Since they didn't chase us down, they must be aiming for the Elmo next. Right now, we must prioritize getting back to the Elmo ASAP and prepare to fend off a possible enemy attack. Another important thing, we found equipment for restoring Elena's back there, but we couldn't find where they hid H-35. Once we're back on the Elmo, we should gather as much manpower as we can, then find a way to rescue that girl. Alright, I'll report what we found up the chain of command and ask him to reinforce us ASAP.
We should all get going then. Let's try to reach the Elmo before night falls. The familiar beeping on my communicator reaches my ears. I usually hear it many times on the daily, but I haven't heard it once since I ventured into the red zone. Until now.
Commander, it's a call from the Elmo.
I look down and see, on the screen of the communicator, a single faint signal bar flickering on and off. I quickly answer the call.
Finally connected. Commander.
What's wrong, Helen?
30 minutes ago, the Elmo was attacked by mercenaries of unknown origin again.
There are more of them? An ominous feeling wells up in my chest. Looks like the Elmo's location has already been pinpointed, and right now we have no means of breaking free from our pursuers.
Is everyone alright? Have you been able to confirm the enemy's identity? We can't confirm their identity for now, but they don't seem to be the same group as the previous. We deployed 3 squads from the Elmo to engage them, sustaining injuries of varying degrees, but we managed to repel them.
Understood. We'll set out immediately, so...
No. Commander, something else just happened, and it's rather troubling. We discovered that Miss Sextans had broken free of her restraints when we returned to the Elmo.
Oh no!
She seemed to be controlled by something. We had no way to stop her from leaving without injuring her.
Thank you for the follow! So, Sextans isn't on the Elmo right now?
Indeed. We tried to search the surrounding area after she escaped, but we couldn't find her. Footprint tracking indicates that she headed into the red zone alone sometime after leaving the Elmo. Even radar information, even our equipment can't.
The communicator returns to emitting only static, and Helen's voice is cut off with it. For a moment, no one speaks. I knew that the enemy would target the Elmo, but I didn't think they'd act this fast. They haven't given me even a moment to catch my breath. Before we set out, we deliberately parked the Elmo at the edge of the red zone, in a signal blind spot. The fact that the enemy started attacking this quick means they've been watching us for a long time. Could that ambush that happened before we left also? Were the coordinates to Sex and Narrow Cloud and the pulses manually sensed all just bait to lure us away? If that's the case, according to the info Helen gave us, Sexans entered the red zone about half an hour back. We have to find her before the enemy does.
Everyone, you've all heard what was said.
If Sextans really did enter the red zone, we have to find her ASAP. We still don't know why exactly our enemy is so fixated on her, but if she falls back into Paradeus' hands, things will get really troublesome for us. What's more, she's one of us now, so we absolutely can't leave her behind. I can tell that several dolls, crawling among them, have some reservations about what I said, but in the end, none of them voice anything. They simply wait quietly for my orders. Kluge, take 404. Using this position as your origin point, conduct a clockwise sweep within a 5-kilometer radius.
No problem. But are you really going to be fine staying out here, Commander? Hurry back to the Elmo. We can handle the search without you. I've seen many people suffer acute edit before. They all eventually...
Don't worry, I'm aware of my own condition. We'll head straight back to the Elmo the moment we find Sextans.
Commander!
I promise you, Kluge, that I'll be fine. I do have some degree of radiation resistance, after all. Trust the woman you chose to follow, Kluge.
Understood. I'll find that doll as quickly as I can. Commander, you'd better remember our promise.
Kluge departs with 404. Right after, I turn to Alva. She already knew what I was going to say.
We'll do the opposite of 404 and rendezvous back here at the end.
Alright. As for me...
Commander, please stay here and don't go anywhere.
Alva rummages through the briefcase while Mestina carries on her back for a moment, before pulling out a device about half the height of a person. Something that resembles a launcher.
This is specialized equipment that absorbs ambient radiation for a short period of time. Its operating duration is very short inside the red zone, but it'll be enough to give you a chance to rest. Please wait here with Team Grossa for results while 404 and DeFi conduct their searches.
Alright, I understand. Be careful, everyone. If you run into any emergencies, call for support immediately. Stay in constant communication. Alva and Mestina prepare to leave. Peridia steps forward to follow, but suddenly she turns back to look at me, returning to my side. Peridia, what's wrong?
It's nothing, I just suddenly thought of something.
Peridia smiles at me.
I mentioned it before, didn't I? And you occasionally find out that I have certain unexplainable abilities. So I thought, may I have a way to make you feel better, Commander? Would you like me to try?
Without waiting for my response, Peridia crouches down and takes my hand into hers. I don't know if I'm using magic yet, but I feel a warm current flowing into my body, starting from my palm. The taste of blood in my throat slowly fades, and my head no longer hurts the way it did moments ago. Okay, Peridia, who the fuck are you?
How did you do that?
Peridia raises her index finger and lightly taps it against my mask, where my lips will be.
Commander, it's important to stay warm in the wilderness. Do remember to dress warmer the next time you spend the night outside.
Now that they put her in a sprite form, she's really pretty, actually. With that said, she ends the dialogue by getting up and following Alva and the others without looking back. Huh? Now that all the squads have their missions, the dolls disperse and begin their carpet sweep of the surrounding area. The only sound on the communicator are updates on their own coordinates and status reports. My body, exhausted from the long ordeal, is starting to feel weary. I force myself to stay alert and focus on the reports that the dolls are sending back. A small hand wraps around my palm.
I think this is how Peridia did it just now. I want to try it too. Are you feeling better?
Melanie looks worried. To reassure her, I lift my hand and pat her head. Yep, I'm feeling much better.
Commander, thank you. Thank you for accepting such a selfish request from me.
It's alright. I promise you that I rescued your companions.
My companions.
Melanie, do you know how many companions you have?
I'm not sure. Such things will only be known by the progenitor. We're nothing more than clone bodies, branches of a collective. Everything we experience will eventually flow back to the progenitor, until it becomes the key to opening that door.
The key.
Teacher once told us that if we were devout enough, we could change the future and save everyone. When God granted us life, He also entrusted us with the responsibility we ought to bear. So sometimes I do wonder, maybe the knitters were wrong, but did I really do the right thing by fleeing that place? Did I run away from a responsibility that she said was mine to bear? What is the purpose of my being if I have thrown away that responsibility? I never used to think about much of anything. I just wanted to save everyone. But can I, the me of today, really save the other Helenas? I haven't accomplished anything after all this time. I've even put you in danger on numerous occasions.
Are you worried about me, Melanie?
I just think that I don't seem as capable as I imagine myself to be.
Of course. However special your existence may be, you're still just a kid. This chaotic world should not be your way to bear. Be it you or any of the other Elenas, none of you have grown up enough to bear that kind of responsibility yet. You should be going to school, experiencing life, playing to your heart's content, not carrying your humanity's fate on your shoulders for reasons unknown.
But...
Come on. There is no such thing as a responsibility that a newborn should be obligated to bear. Every responsibility should correspond to a choice, but your birth itself was not a choice you made. Alright, now isn't the time to be dwelling on these things. The most important thing right now is to figure out how to rescue the girl called H35.
yeah,
Speaking of which, when you sense H35, do you notice any particular conditions for you to do so? If we can find a pattern, maybe we could find a way to establish a connection with her and locate her as quickly as possible. Melanie thinks for a moment.
I'm not sure if this counts as anything special. But every time I sense her, I could, through that girl's thoughts, feel some kind of intense yearning that didn't belong to her. Whenever this happened, she would feel terrible pain. But perhaps we can freely establish connection only through such pulses.
About this connection, does it have anything to do with the progenitor you mentioned before?
I don't think it's because of her. I was far from the progenitor before, and it isn't easy for her to find me. But as for age 35, she said that the progenitor seems to be really interested in her. Because she's a girl who returned from Nirvana, she possesses power from the future.
Oh! Oh! So that's why Melanie mentioned before that H35 knew what happened in Liv. But why would she possess that kind of power, as a Helena clone who had never set foot outside the laboratory? A strange thought crosses my mind. No, I mustn't confuse hope with judgment. The days we have aren't enough to draw any conclusions yet. Still, the possibility cannot be ignored. Give her back!
The progenitor also seems to believe that the power H35 possesses can make her stronger. So she betrayed us once more. allowing those people to know of H35's existence. And that's how they discovered what was special about her. And that was why they started using her in countless experiments. That girl is in great pain right now. She's constantly forced to feed the strength within her body to something. That something is so terrifying, so powerful. It absorbs everything it can find, turning everything into its nourishments for itself. I'm scared. If that girl keeps...
Melanie. I pat Melanie on the back, pulling her from the mire of her thoughts. We'll save her. We will. Melanie gives me a nod before starting to lean on my shoulder again. Oh my god. Yeah, like I'm like totally not a main chapter event. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Absolutely not. Oh man. $26. I only have like 10 more days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, only 10 nodes. How many have we already? 1, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I guess we'll be finishing next weekend. But damn! Oh no, only 10 nodes is funny. I mean, when you play this Frontline, you know, you get used to so many more. So you just 10, it's like, oh, that's alright. That's not too bad. But now let's get back here. I really don't want to play during the week, because since I try to do voices, usually during the week, you know, it's after I go get my sister, so she's normally like right behind me. And like she'll be playing so I'd rather play like something else, and I prefer to read when I'm alone. But we'll see. But yeah, I think. But I also want to start taking some Sundays off. Well, besides tomorrow, because I mean, as I said, tomorrow is my sister's birthday, so I won't be streaming. But yeah, I guess next weekend it will probably be Saturday and Sunday, because it is 10 nodes. Unless they're very short, I cannot do 10 nodes in like 3-4 hours. So it'll probably be Saturday and Sunday. And again, Wednesday and Thursday. Hopefully this week will happen. Hopefully this week I won't be so dead, and I'll be able to do Wednesday and Thursday, because I want to go back to both Silent Hill and 13 Sentinels. So pray for me, guys. Pray for me so I don't die. Learning is fun events and being a productive member of society during the weekend is mutually exclusive. It is. Pray for me, guys. The pressure changes last week has knocked my ass out. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if it was the same to me on top of, you know what. That I just, I wake up in the morning and I go to work, as energetic as I can when you wake up in the morning to go to work. But like, I'm fine, I'm fine throughout the morning. And then like the afternoon, evening, I just get this weird headache and I just get very tired and I'm just like, I don't want to talk to people. And I'm just like, God damn it. I shall pray. Any preferences? Ra, Odin, Apollo, Lunacia. Anyone but Lunacia. The woman subscription coming up for renewal. Yeah. You hate to see it. Usually it doesn't hit me so bad, but this week has been something else. Normally it's just like, I'm just like slightly annoyed by it. It's just like a slight annoyance. But this week has just been punching me on the head repeatedly. And I'm just like, why? What is it different? What is different this month? Explain. I could work out a stream. With this heat? No way. Maybe during winter. But yeah, for now, I have some Discord messages. I'll assume it's my sister. Yeah, it is her. She hasn't told me that she's out, but it will probably happen soon. So you're gonna... Headache, drink more water. Tired, drink more water. Collaboration, drink more water. Yeah, maybe... Jokes aside, maybe I do need to drink more water. I'll go get some more water and drink. While I wait for my sister to get out of work. But yeah, man, this event is going places, and I mean, like, what do you mean this is not considered a main story event? It's like, what the fuck, Mika? I mean, I guess it kind of focuses on sextants, but still, I'm like, what? I drink a lot of water at work, but at home I get distracted and get headaches. Yeah, I should drink more water. But anyway, hydration supplements tracking a number of issues. Yeah, it is true. Make us the request for minor events with more campaign connection, and here we are. People request these things and then they complain about them. Like if Team Princess Carrie was peak. It's true. It's true. But yeah, I'll go drink more water while I wait for my sister to get out of work. Mika, are you not entertained? Is this not what you wanted? Oh my god. Crazy stuff that they're doing. Like this event has gone places, and we're like halfway through it at most. Not even halfway, like almost halfway. Crazy stuff. But anyway, I shall rest my throat. I can tell that I haven't streamed in a while. When like I do one of these streams and suddenly my throat is just like killing me after 3 hours. But before I could go for like 6. We're gonna go more places in the latter half. Oh joy. But anyway, last reminder, no stream tomorrow. I will be out. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Sorry I haven't been making schedules either, by the way. It's just that, you know, normally I get home on either Monday and Tuesday and get in the computer to do a schedule. But like, you know, those are my sister's days off, so she's usually using the computer. And I haven't bought a new charger for the laptop because the laptop we have, you know, the charger was on the floor when we flooded. So now it's dead. So now I need to get a new one off Amazon, and I haven't done that. So I just have no computer to see that under the schedule. Because I'm too lazy to tell my sister, like, you know, usually she's playing and I don't want to be like, can I get the computer for like 15 minutes? So, you know, once I get that resolved and I remember to order the damn charger, we'll be rolling. We'll be rolling again. But for now, it's just like yes. You know, the times will normally be the same as the one that's been right now. You know, that's like 3 weeks old, but times should be the same. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you know, expect the streams on those days. At those times. Maybe not what that schedule says, because that's pretty old, but you know. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to stay safe, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys next time. So bye bye.